There we go. I wanted to hear the magic. We want to hear the magic word here. So we're working on a system. We have a production crew, and the fun of this is that we're still working out some of the little details. Now our red light is flashing. Does that mean anything? That's
No, that's good. That's good.
That's a good thing
Yep.
because it wasn't flashing before. I want you to know that I noticed that kind of stuff. Okay, fine. Greg and Donny News Show. I am Greg Penglis, your conservative talk show host, constitutional extremist, and otherwise trying to be knowledgeable at everything possible. Anyway, that's it. That's my speech.
Absolutely, I'm sorry.
What?
I totally messed that up. This one.
We're still working out some of the little details. Now our red light is flashing. Does that mean anything? That's good. That's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, because it wasn't flashing before.
Action.
Oh, there we go. So now, so as I said before, we're learning how to use our new studio and get directions from our ace production crew here, which is kind of interesting. Greg Penglis here, Greg and Donny News Show. I am the conservative end here sitting on the left.
I'm the liberal sitting here on the right.
And our guest is
Shari Sebastiao.
whose name I can't pronounce, which is why we've been having her do it for the first one. This is the second part of our show today.
We're getting better.
We are getting better. Well, this is, like I say, it's unfiltered, unrehearsed, unscripted, unedited. Any more uns? I want to add a few more uns.
There's all the uns.
That's all the uns we need? Okay, fine. So we're talking about Shari running for Milton City Council. We covered a bunch of issues in the first video, and this one we're going to cover the rest of them. And so let's just take a look and see what we have. This is my prep. So this is Shari's card if you ever see this, around here. We've covered Milton moving forward. We've covered, you say affordable and diversified housing. Could you explain diversified housing?
Diversifying can mean anything. There's all different types. Like you have co-ops.
Okay.
Actually, there's homes, like places that do like co-ops.
Oh, now see, I'm from the Bay Area, right? So the Bay Area, we got all the hippies live in co-ops, right?
Right,
and they all dine together. They all have house meetings. They split everything and share everything. They cook together. Oh, it's miserable. Horrible. You can't do anything on your own. It's like, we have to share in the experience. We have to. Is that what you're talking about with co-ops for living?
When I think of co-ops, I think of more like say you have apartments and you put, say you do like solar homes, like
okay.
Again, like things like say you do an apartment complex and you put solar panels on those. Well, then that would help with their, again, affordable. It would
so
help
they're
with
cooperating
things.
on certain things, but not
Necessarily everything.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
right.
So again, it's another one of those things that I've looked at.
Yeah.
That there's possibilities that you could do a type of co-op where it would be help with necessarily taking care of the grounds,
okay.
helping, like I said, with the solar panels would help with their electricity, so it wouldn't be as expensive. So when I say diversified, that's what I mean by diversified. Different ways to come up with affordable ways for people to live without having to be so bad.
Yeah, because the more options you have, the better. Like I say, Donny, when he gets out of school, is going to be different than me, moving in here. And like my situation, like I say, having lost my radio show temporarily, until, things happen. So it's nice to have options to be able to move into, especially the people, like when their kids move out. They may want a smaller house. Or a young family suddenly finds themselves with more kids, they're going to need a bigger place. So this is why I'm curious about that. Now, I talked to somebody not too long ago. They live, I guess, in the northern part of the county. I don't know if this affects Milton or not, but there are larger properties that are being divided up into smaller ones. People who were promised enough room for either a small farm or gardens or they can keep animals and things like maybe horses, example, and all of a sudden they're finding that what they thought was going to be the neighborhood is suddenly finding themselves, those are being divided up more and more so the developer can sell more properties that are smaller, and their rural character neighborhood is now going to much more of a suburban setting. I don't know if that affects you or not. As a Milton City Council person, but what would you think
I would say
where
no.
we stand now?
I don't think that it would affect us because honestly, again, you're talking about Milton City.
Okay.
So Milton City is not it's not rural. It's not really rural.
We're like the bounds of the city. We're from where to where.
All right, so I am running for Ward 4.
Okay.
My area actually ends. I literally live on the opposite side of King Middle School, like if you're heading towards Whiting Field.
Okay.
My subdivision is between King Middle and the skating rink. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't, but I know what you're talking
I know what you're talking
If If you
Yeah,
go down
streets-
Stewart Street.
I know Stewart, okay.
Okay, so King Middle School, Stewart Street. When you pass King Middle School, there's a subdivision right there. It's called Cedar Ridge.
Okay.
I live there, but then on the opposite side of that is the skating rink. And so, once you pass my subdivision, you're out in Milton City limits.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
You're done.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, it's not, there's no real rural area to Milton.
Okay, there
So
isn't.
it's not.
So I need to, okay, so Milton does, but the county does.
Right.
Just curious, that's
So
what
that's
gets you
all
that-
run. As soon as
that
you leave my
direction.
subdivision
Yeah.
going right, you're in.
Yeah. Do you know the rental versus owning split? And does that make a difference?
I don't know what the difference is. I mean,
Okay.
if you mean like how many people rent versus how many people own,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really don't know for sure. But I know that there have been a lot of housing permits pulled, so I'm assuming that fly keeps coming bothering me. But,
It's part of our
but-
distraction, we do
but-
that on purpose.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But I would think that that there would be more ownership than rentals, and
Okay.
that's another reason why it's so hard to find places to live. I mean, we just don't have it here.
You don't have rental property.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need some.
So let me ask you. I know it's ironic that the Democrat on the show is asking this question, but how do we, these programs you're talking about, how do we pay for them without moving towards that dangerous ism that everyone's scared of?
Which is
You mean
that?
housing?
Socialism.
Ooh, government
Yeah,
housing,
affordable housing, the co-ops, all
government
that.
planned communities and all that kind of stuff. What a great question.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, again, I don't know, and that's
Mhm.
one of those things. Again, I've never been involved in this
Right.
before, but again, knowing that I have family that are dealing with the situation, and I hear from other people all the time, you know,
Mhm.
there's just not enough affordable housing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can respect that.
If you don't have affordable housing, then you gotta try and figure out a way to get some.
Yeah.
Because if we want people here,
Mm.
again, we wanna bring those businesses in, we want our people to stay here and continue to make the city grow, then we need to find ways for those people to have a place to live.
Well, here's the problem. You've got both, and we talked about this in the first video. If you don't have businesses, no one's going to live here because there's no jobs to work. If you have the business but you don't have the housing,
Catch-22.
they're going to have to live somewhere else, and the commute might not make it worth their while working at that business. So you've got to have they both, and so I would work on a plan.
You gotta have a happy medium.
Like a master plan that includes big business, small business, affordable housing, tax incentives, and the other thing for the crowd that does not want to change, you know, they're going to require a tax base to support them as they get older. And so in order to have that tax base, you need younger folks working and paying into it. You need the businesses paying into it. So this is why nothing can stay completely stable. If you don't let any new business in, if you don't let any new growth in, then who's going to be the tax base to support the people that want things exactly as they are? Except even if they want them as they are, they're not going to be as they are because the tax base is going to gradually decline.
And you know what will happen? Here's what will happen. Those people, like, if you don't build up the city and it just stays stagnant, those people that are here that wanted it to stay small, their taxes are gonna go up. And they're gonna go up
That's a good
because
point, yeah.
if you don't have the revenue coming in, where's it gonna come from?
Yeah.
It's got to come from the people that are here. So you either can, like I said, you can either grow and bring in revenue, or you can stay small. And then again, like I said, if you stay small, your taxes are gonna be the ones that go up. So do you want your taxes to go up, or do you want them to, you know?
Here's another problem too. If you don't grow, you could shrink. Businesses who are here might find other places to go because people are comfortable thinking that things will stay exactly as they are, but of course we know that never happens. And so unless there's a growth attitude, you may actually chase away the businesses that are already here.
Right.
Just a thought. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, done?
I mean, that was really my big question.
Okay. We still didn't get the courthouse question answered.
We did not.
What do you think should happen with that? And what should, well, it's gonna be moved, but
Well,
what would
obviously
you,
it's
what
gonna
would you
move.
put there?
Honestly, and
No,
again,
lie to me. I've always loved saying that.
But I mean, I would think, again, you know, I talk about affordable housing.
Uh-huh.
You know, what's to say that we couldn't turn that into some kind of housing?
Okay.
I've never
I mean-
heard that proposed before.
I mean, you could easily turn that into a housing, whether it's housing for our military that come here to visit and are only here temporarily. Because I mean, we get a lot of military that come, they're here to go to school to learn to fly, and they're
Okay.
here for 6-8 months, less than a year.
Yeah.
And
they
you
bring
know,
in money.
And exactly.
That plan
absolutely.
could be
They
a real
bring-
game changer.
They bring in money. When they bring that money into the city, I mean, say they got these little apartments that they can rent, you know, when they come. And there's a lot of little things going on in the downtown. If we're building up that downtown around it, then, you know, there's things for them to do.
Yeah.
You know, they're bringing money into the city, they're spending it in the city, you know, they're, you know, again, it could easily be that. But then it could also be maybe an art museum. Who knows? I mean, we got a lot of artists around here. I mean, who's to say that there aren't artists that might want a place to,
You know, that's something.
to-
I didn't really think of that. So you just said that. This is the perfect place for an art community.
Yeah.
I mean, a really strong one.
there's a lot of artists.
Our gallery nights are always really popular, but we don't have them nearly as often as Pensacola does.
Right.
Sometimes, well, no, their gallery nights, they just have everybody walking down the main street. If we do a gallery, it should actually be galleries.
Yeah, that's what
we should have
I
photographers and
Each-
painters
exactly.
and
each one of the
sculptors,
little,
and, you know.
like each one of those, when you go into the courthouse, you know, there's all these different little offices and things. Each one could be either, like I said, either an apartment or it could easily be, it could be both. I mean, you could,
Well, see, that's what I want to see.
you could, again, diversified housing.
Yep.
You could have,
Mixed use, yeah. I want Donny's opinion on this too. My vision, when we talked about this, I think one of our shows, you know, way back when, would be to have like a small convention center in the middle. Okay, sort of like the Santa Rosa Auditorium, really nice with pretty lights and things like that. Around that, you would have gourmet food shops, retail places, stuff like that.
I mean-
and either above it or below it, maybe, you know, some kind of condo, kind of living space or things like that.
hey, how many food
Or-
trucks do you see nowadays? I mean, they're everywhere. Food trucks.
We have
Shout
the best-
out to Twisted and Corny.
Twisted and Corny is our favorite food truck. Yeah, in fact, they're going to be here. I think
Yeah.
October 12th.
October 12th.
So have you tried them?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they're
You
so
gotta
good.
try it.
But
Yeah.
I like.
So we need a food truck night. We
That
need a
sounds
food
like
truck
a
night,
really good idea.
or we have different food trucks come different nights of the week. But you know, there should be, especially bands from the Blackwater should have like 4 or 5
Absolutely.
or 6 different food trucks. You know, at 6 o'clock to get people there earlier. Concert starts at 7. That way the people can get their food, you know, in advance and not trying to listen and you know and buy dinner at the same time. Yeah, but mixed use. If you could find a way, maybe you had
Like I said,
like
again, brings more revenue into the city.
yeah. But if you had, say, a condo where the courthouse is, like a condo complex on one side, a convention center on the other, you know, retail shops around it, and a park behind it. I mean, there's all these things you could do, but those are the things I would be
And again,
exploring.
we have it, and we can use it.
Yeah.
So why not use it, utilize it, you know, make the city grow, and
I want a hat
Stop.
shop too.
Me
A
too.
really cool hat.
Cool
hat.
hats.
We need cool hats. I want to get one of those like Miami style white, you know, with the black band. I want to, you know, those Panama hat things. We need one of those.
So let me ask something else. I've been sitting on this question all night. I bet you knew it was coming. So we got this big debate in the town over whether we should keep the 2-lane or go to a 4-lane. And a lot of people, ourselves included, believe that the 4-lane would absolutely kill downtown
it's
Milton.
going to kill it.
So can you give your future constituents your word that you'll fight this?
Speaking of the camera on this one, we want yours.
Definitely going
Yeah.
to fight this because
All right.
honestly, again, I know that there's a lot of people and they're like, oh, let's put a 4-lane in. That's not going to fix it. It's not going to fix it. It may actually make
Fix
it.
what exactly? What are they
You know,
trying to fix?
They're trying to, you know, you got all these people complaining, saying the traffic's so bad. You know, at 5 o'clock, we're coming through here, we're sitting in downtown, waiting forever to get over the bridge.
So
If we
don't
for-
go through at
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Exactly. Well, you know, and here's the thing. You know, they are talking
Or go
about the
around.
87 connector.
Okay.
So the 87 connector, again, is supposed to go from 87, from 90 out towards Baker.
Okay.
That will reroute anyone who feels like they don't need to go through downtown. If you don't want to go through downtown, then you don't have to go through downtown. Go 87 connector. Honestly, I really feel like if you put a 4-lane through town, one, it's going to tear up our historical district.
Yeah.
It's going to tear up the buildings there because those buildings are not as structurally sound with big trucks coming through all the time.
Well, they're destroying the imaging.
Right.
And I've seen the brickwork where Kyle showed us where the mortar is actually crumbling. He has little piles of cement that he has to clean up
And it's
from
not going to make it better.
No, 1,700 trucks a
honestly-
day. It's insane.
And I think I heard you talk about this before, about the fact that, you know, just because you get 4 lanes doesn't mean that 4 lanes is going to make it better. You know,
You
you're-
listen
you're
to my
gonna- you're-
videos.
you're
I'm
gonna-
so
I
happy.
did.
Yeah, that's great.
And you're not gonna, that's not going, like you said, it's not, you're gonna get more traffic. You're going
Yeah.
to end up with more traffic because people are going to be like, oh, there's 4 lanes. Let's go there. It's it's not going to be. But that's true. It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
gonna
you
make a
can't
difference.
assume that doubling the lanes, the traffic is going to stay exactly the same
Yeah.
because you don't know how many people are going around Milton now
But
because
there'll
they
be,
know it's 2 lanes.
And then
I
like
do. I
said,
go around it
again.
when I don't want to.
If I don't want to go through Milton, and there's been many a times like I will. My daughter lives out in East Milton,
Okay.
so I have to go over that bridge to get to her. But there's been times where I have literally gone through Baghdad.
Oh, I've done it several times.
Yeah.
Baghdad I-10 Ward Basin.
Exactly.
It's easy.
To
Yeah.
get to 87.
Yeah.
That's how I get to work.
So I mean, there's other ways around it. It's just again, there's always going to be those ones that are going to complain, and
Well, people are going to complain. There's always going to be opposing views to no matter
Everything.
what you want to do.
Right.
But that question, is such a big thing. Now, have you studied any of the Quinn Studer CivicCon speakers who have spoken about the 2-lane,
I
4-lane,
You know what?
that whole
I have
issue?
not, but I have been. I didn't get to this last one because
Okay.
I was busy. But I did go to the last one, and I am going to continue to keep going to those CivicCons because I do want to see.
Well, they're on Facebook too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you can watch them. Now, have you had a chance to see some of those?
Yeah, they're great.
Okay.
They are.
Because and it's not just the road;
Mhm.
it's the whole idea of communities. Now they're geared up for Pensacola, but Pensacola already has their nice little Palafox Street district, and
But
they're
again,
doing fine.
If you're getting information, where again, like I was saying earlier, we have YouTube, we have all these different
Yeah.
things that we now. And again, a lot of the older people, they don't get it. They don't understand about the YouTube and the Facebook and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, a younger generation, running for city council, knowing that there's all these different ways and venues that we can use to better the city.
Yeah. You
And
can use
CivicCon is definitely one of them.
CivicCon's incredible because
Absolutely.
they're experts from around the country that come here. And I talked about this with Shannon Rice when she was on last week. Is that if you could take those experts when they come through, have them come visit the city council in Milton, give their advice in their area of expertise, you could actually form policies around them if you could do that. My original plan was to
I
have
can
them go-
promise you,
yeah.
if I get elected for city council, or should I say, when I get elected for city council,
I like that. That's definite.
that I would like to see some of us actually continue to go to those CivicCons and make sure that
Okay.
we're getting that information.
Yeah.
And because every little bit of information that we can get and use can
But
do
I'd like-
nothing but better our city.
I'd like to see them actually come to the city council if possible.
Right.
So maybe either you catch them before they make their speech at night or their presentation, or maybe the next day or sometime like that. There's got to be a way it's Quinn Studer and Pensacola News Journal have cooperated with this thing. There's no reason why Milton City Council can't be in on that to get that level of expertise, or
Right.
maybe follow up with the people afterwards. Say you want to work on the waterfront, or you
Well,
want
that's
to do.
that's another reason. That's why I said I'm making it a point to make sure that I go to these
Yeah.
and get as much information as I can, because that information's useful.
So I just mentioned the big word waterfront. What do you want to do with the waterfront?
I love the waterfront.
I love the waterfront too.
But I mean, yeah, there's a lot. I mean,
Okay.
there's a lot of things that can be done. Again, you have those little boats. We can get more restaurants out there.
Do you put them actually on the boardwalk or just behind it, or where would they? How would you do it?
The buildings that are there can be used. We just have to.
There's these beautiful
utilize-
balconies. They
use-
overlook the.
Utilize
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Utilize. That's what I was telling you earlier when I was saying go in and don't think that we can't go in and clean those buildings up and utilize that space.
Okay.
So we need to utilize what.
Now we need
have.
like outdoor umbrellas and foo-foo waiters that are snooty and serving overpriced drinks, as I joked about last time.
Fabulous.
Like we need umbrella drinks. We need a bar right there on the waterfront serving, like really cocktail, tropical. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I think a nice little seafood restaurant with
Oh.
some nice little.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
On the
Now,
water, that
can
kind of stuff.
you catch fish from the river and serve them fresh right
Well, I don't
away?
know.
I don't know what
I don't know about all that.
Is that too fresh?
That's very fresh.
Caught 5 minutes ago. Yep, from Fred right here. Has a restaurant ever done that where they actually caught fish from the
No,
the
but I've
water
been to
source?
restaurants where you can actually feed the fish while you're eating, that kind of thing. Like where
Well, that's different.
they used to have one in St. Augustine. Matter of fact, that was one of the first places my husband and I went to when we were dating 31 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
And you
You've
literally
been married a long time.
Yeah. 31
Congratulations.
years. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not easy, man.
Thanks for sharing.
But anything worth having,
Yeah.
is never going to be easy.
But actually, you know
and
what?
that's the same with
the
the
fact
city.
that you'll stick 31 years, being married, shows a commitment, and then you can actually transfer that to, serving the folks in the community too. So if you're willing,
Right.
and like I said, the years of bus driving and
It's
everything else.
not easy.
No, but it's not supposed to be.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
what I tell people. A lot of people people ask me all the time. They're like, "How do you stay married for 31 years?" I'm like, "Well, first off, I tell anyone that's getting married, if you think that life is easy, it's not.
Right.
You have to keep fighting, going, say you love each other, kiss each other goodnight at the end of the day, even if you aren't getting along, and just keep chug-a-logging along."
We need a big
You
awe
can't.
here. 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Oh.
But it's true.
It is
So
true, though.
I would think humor would be
Mhm.
a major component of this as well.
Well, hey, I am always smiling.
Oh, there you go.
So
Okay.
I am one of those people that you'll see no matter what. Even if I'm having a crappy day, I'm going to be smiling.
So you're not going to get frustrated on the city council? No
I may
matter
get
what?
frustrated, but I'm still going to be smiling.
Okay.
I remember that from the bus.
Yeah. The
I've-
kids, they would aggravate me, but again, I still continue to keep smiling.
I actually have very fond memories of Bus 503. I just remember you're very dedicated then. Seems like you're dedicated now. That's
Yeah.
something interesting to see.
Okay. Have we left out any issues that we should be covering? So I'm gonna throw it open
Like
to
I
you
said,
now.
Open door
Don't
policy.
cheat. This is your. You should know what this is on this
I'm
thing.
checking on my thing.
Okay, fine.
But,
Anything on the back here? Let's see what we got here.
Open door
So
policy.
Mr. Aaron, small business owner. There we go. Yeah.
think
You know
we
what?
covered it.
What I think is good is the fact that the experience that you have ahead of time. So you're not like a lifetime politician.
No.
So you've been, even though you've worked in government, you've worked in the private sector, you've got that. You know the problems. There's like a famous story of Senator George McGovern, who went to open up I think a bed and breakfast or a hotel in Maine, and all of a sudden he found out all the laws and rules and restrictions and regulations that he had passed as a senator, and now all of a sudden he has to comply with all this. This is nonsense. I can't believe we did this. I have to do what? So it was a fascinating experience for him to be on the other side and actually see what happened in the business world, because he had no idea, because he's been a lifetime politician. And so it was that was quite a little.
I said I'm learning
wake-up
a
call.
lot.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot, but again, like I said,
Okay.
being a bus driver, a business owner,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Still knocking on doors.
still knocking on doors.
Okay. This will get you to a lot more doors.
So
Yeah.
I'll
Now,
be-
can people? Are you going to put this on your campaign Facebook page so
I
people
will.
can make comments and ask you all kinds of questions and things like that?
It's like I tell people, open door policy. I want people to be able to come to me,
Okay.
ask me questions, and again, like I said, if I don't know that answer, I want to be that person that says, I will find out.
Okay.
If I have to kick, scream, holler, I will figure out what it is. It may not be the answer you were looking for, but
Yeah.
I'm going to still try and find it.
Yeah. And if you have more questions for Shari, like I say, her Facebook page, our page is going to have. You want to check our page for comments too. The Greg and Donny Facebook page, and also our Greg and Donny YouTube channel, which we need some subscribers so we can get you a live stream on YouTube. So I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
I think I'm good.
Okay, Shari,
I'm good.
you're all set.
All right.
Thank
You need to say vote for Shari.
Vote for Shari.
There we go. Okay. So Shari Sebastiao, our guest here, from the candidate for the Milton City Council, Ward 4.
That's correct.
Took you
right?
the entire show, but you got it.
Ward 4.
I'm
You did
working
get
on it.
Well,
Well, like I said,
I'm so
memorization's not my strong
I
point.
got you. I'm
I
saying
said-
you got it.
It
Okay,
was very
thank
nice
you.
seeing you again.
Very
I
nice
mean,
seeing you again too.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Did you know you're gonna run into him at this particular point?
No.
Wait. So
You know
little
what?
Donnie was on the
But
bus. Did
that's-
you think
but-
he's gonna interview me one day?
But you know the funny thing is, here's the thing, like that is like out of driving a school bus for so many years, that's one of those things that I really like appreciate.
Okay.
After years of driving and then you run into these children and you see where they're at and where they've become,
Yeah.
the things that they've done.
They become liberals,
Well, I'll tell you, it's
and then they grow into conservatives 20 years later.
But it's good because again, you get to see them grow and you get to see where they've gone,
Okay.
and again, you actually get to see whether or not you made a difference because again, he remembered me,
Yeah.
and
That's pretty
if I
cool.
didn't make a difference,
He wouldn't have remembered you.
right.
Very cool. Greg and Donny News Show. Again, Facebook page and YouTube channel. And I'm Greg Penglis, and that's Donny West. And we will be back next time.